know that I'm going to be downtown on Saturday for Calm Day, and if they want to meet up to do the lucky trade.
For sure. What do you want? What are you looking for?
I mean, I'll take like a legendary or something, or a shiny. I've been basically looking for like anything like I can use in Master League. Shiny. So she just messaged me, the one girl.
Are you able to zoom in on your PV poke screen?
Probably. I don't know. Let me see here.
Try
what? Control plus or something?
Yeah. Perfect.
Is that better? Is it for the old people?
For the old people, yeah. Well, for the young people as well. No.
I asked her if she had a shiny Pidgey.
Oh yeah. Why is it old?
So Pidgeot is so good right now in Ultra League, right?
Yeah.
And I still don't have a hundo, and I mean.
I thought you did have a hundo. That was just the hey Rich. I'm thinking of double maybe. I know you've got a hundo of that.
It's not quite a hundo, but.
Oh really?
It's a 98.
Oh, that's funny because I got a 98 too.
Yeah, it's freaking good. It's a 15, 15, 14 is my double. And the thing is a machine.
Alright, maybe I will actually pump some rare candy into that thing. But, I mean, it does have to be 50, so you better start walking.
Yeah, you better start. Luckily, it's only 3 kilometers. So if you get excited, it's like 1.5 kilometers, right?
Right.
You just get it up to like level 31 or whatever it is when you can start getting like maximizing your XL chances. So she evolved the only other one. But let's see here. So if I go to Master League factions and I just type in Mega, I will take Onyx. Oh no, actually I want Aggron.
Is Mega Aggron good? Hey,
oh, it's so good. So good.
Yeah, right.
Aaron,
Master League best
what's that thing called? Blaziken's little baby guy?
Torchic.
Torchic? Yeah, so like basically I was saying like I'll take like a shiny Onyx, shiny. Hey, look at Aggron is rank 5.
Yeah, wow.
Oh, she says she has an Aeron, so that's.
Oh, perfect.
That's perfect. So I'll just take a shiny because I also don't have a hundo, and I mean if it gets lucky and it's pretty good, like look at the key wins this thing has. Man, I can't even use this thing. It's so big. I barely don't even know what's going on. Lugia, Charizard X, Mega Charizard X really good. Mewtwo beats Dialga, beats Garchomp. Very close battle.
With Zacian, yeah. I mean,
and that's what Dragon Tail is a fast move, so.
Wait, Aggron knows Dragon Tail?
Yeah, Dragon Tail, Meteor Beam, Heavy Slam is the moveset you want for it.
Yeah, I knew it had those charge moves,
but it can also run Smackdown.
Dragon Tail.
And like, I guess if you really want to surprise a Zacian, you could run Iron Tail and just like destroy it. But
well, I imagine you'd probably beat the Zacian with Dragon Tail. Well, sorry, with Smackdown.
With Smackdown, yeah, you definitely would. Also has like Thunder. Like yeah, it's really good. It's really good. Like key losses, like Metagross is. Imagine like Metagross has Earthquake, right? Like how much you think an Earthquake does to Mega Aggron, if you had to guess?
Okay, I'm good. So, double super effective.
No, it's actually pure Steel. Mega Aggron.
Right. Okay. So in that case, I'm not even entirely sure that would KO because.
Oh, no, definitely. I'm gonna guess 60%.
Oh, I'd go higher than that. Probably 75.
63.
Ooh, all right.
63% to a Mega Aggron. That's from a Metagross.
Yeah. Wow.
And Metagross, has a really high attack stat, right? It's non-stab Earthquake, but still, like, Mega Aggron is like absolutely insane. Excadrill, a drill run does a 49.6%. So technically, if it's full health and you come into it, and they throw back-to-back drill runs, you will survive.
Yeah. Wow.
And if it's at level 51, it does 49.3%. So.
Side note: is Twitter down for you? How often are you on Twitter?
I mean, I go on there fairly often, but I can check.
It seems to be just like having a bit of a hissy fit for me at the moment.
Seems to be working.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Dreading Master League.
Who's dreading Master League?
Oh, it's a question. So, I'm writing the tweet. I'm composing the tweet right now. Are you dreading Master League? Well, Master League's already here, so I need to find a better way of phrasing it. Dreading a week of all Master League?
Bro, I can barely look at PvPoke right now. I can see like 5 different things. Who looks at it this big?
It looks like a perfectly reasonable size on my end.
It's giving me a headache.
Really?
Maybe it's because my monitor is so big. Maybe that's why you're having issues.
Yeah, because like and its original size, there was more dead space than actual than what the rankings took up.
Okay, yeah, but I can only see like 11 Pokemon at a time.
How many do you want to see at a time?
Like at least 20.
At least 20. I can see 3 at a time on my screen, and that's perfectly fine for me. They invented this thing for computers called Scroll.
Boomer. Okay, Boomer.
Okay,
so
Boomer me. I'm having a go at you about technology. You can't Boomer me.
Because I prefer to see like a lot of it at a time. I don't want to like be scrolled in on one thing. I can see if it's smaller.
Yeah, so just scroll down.
Here's an interesting one that I'm just noticing right now that wasn't this high in the rankings previously.
Which one? Chestnut?
Chestnut.
How can you see it with your screen that big though?
Barely. I can barely see it. I mean, I don't know what's at 20, so we'll have to get there eventually, but...
I don't know if we'll ever get there with your screen that size.
Basically. Okay, let me see. I'm going to pull it up here so I can see what people are saying.
Yeah, see, I'm trying to tag you in this tweet, and I'm just getting the loading.
I don't know what to tell you, man. Get a better phone or something, you know?
No, this is definitely a Twitter thing.
There's actually 2 new Pokemon that I see here as well.
Mamoswine? Oh, the Ursaluna.
No, Mamoswine's always pretty good. I mean, high horsepower definitely helps it.
Yeah.
For sure. Like, because you actually have win cons versus things like Metagross now, right?
I mean, you always did. It was
Bulldoze was just... Bulldoze was not good.
Yeah,
you like look at high horsepower does 83.3%, right?
Yeah, huge improvement.
Like if
I'm just saying that it wasn't
66.
Like a hard wall situation. You did have win conditions.
Well, look at it lost to Metagross.
Yeah.
Before.
Yeah.
Look at with Bulldoze.
I get it. Don't worry.
And look at with.
I do agree. High horsepower is better. Hot takes.
I mean, it only wins the 1s, but it also wins the 1-0s, which is good just in case, like, in endgame scenario, you know, you can basically high horsepower and Avalanche and a high horsepower will kill. so that's good, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, the other one that I just see quickly here is Ursaluna. And you know why I think this might be kind of an interesting pick is because of this Pokemon here was one of the most common safe swaps.
Snorlax.
Snorlax. I mean, Shadow's probably better, but you have Lick, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you're a normal type with Tackle. So just think about how much energy. Bro, do you know how friggin' disgustingly thick Ursaluna is?
No.
It's like one of the bulkiest Pokemon in Go Battle League.
Really?
In terms of overall stats. Okay, look at its stat product at level 40. 72, 64.
72.
Look at Snorlax. 64,
yeah,
08.
Wow. And like
Bro,
Metagross was like just above 6,000.
So we can sort by like stat product, right?
Yes, we can.
Slacking is the
Slacking
top.
And then Ursaluna, wow.
And then Ursaluna. But the thing is, Ursaluna is actually good. Slacking is just useless, right? It's a meme.
Yeah, yeah.
It's because it's got a high attack. But like, let's say for instance, in Open Master League, Ursaluna can tank 2 Side Strikes from Mewtwo, no problem. Like, they do about like 35-40% each. So like, it's still got like 20% health left. Like, nothing can eat 2 Side Strikes from Mewtwo that's neutral.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, even Mewtwo can barely tank 2 Side Strikes from a Mewtwo.
Now, you have pointed out to me in the past that stat product is a bit funky in Master League as opposed to the other 2 leagues because
because the attack stat is weighed in. But like, look at the stamina, 230.
Yeah.
Attack is 203. So it's like, not only are you going to be winning CMP over a lot of things, like you can just search by stamina. Like Blissey, okay, Alomomola, these are memes.
Yeah.
Snorlax is here, but here's Ursaluna right here. So not only do you have like the high stamina, you also have a really high attack. And like, if you go to defense, like there's Steelix, blah blah blah, all this stuff, but these are like not useful, right?
Robopass?
But you have they don't get to high enough CP.
No, I find it
look at the CP
that
2008 28.
Yeah.
It's because the stamina and attack are too low, right? It just doesn't have the overall stats to do anything. Like, it barely beats Togekiss in Primarina.
Yeah.
But there is one Pokemon here that's interesting. Florges.
Yeah,
pretty good stat product. Nice typing. But if you sort by attack here, like, look at Rampardos, basically useless stuff, right?
Yeah.
This is why slacking or whatever would be so good, because it's got good attack and stamina, or also, defense or whatever it was.
Owen Thompson on YouTube. G'day, mate.
And here's Ursaluna down at 36. So it's got slightly less attack than Mamoswine, but like Mamoswine is 127-203, and Ursaluna is 154-230. So you can see the big increase in defense and stamina just like makes it so much more bulky. Only problem is tackle, in my opinion. That's the downside to Ursaluna.
I mean, it's not that bad. Like,
there's a lot of steel. Steel is a very common typing in Master League. Like, look at the Metagross matchup.
And what else?
So it barely beats Metagross in the 1 shield, and that's with a Thunder Punch bait. Okay, let's just check here and see if like best buddying anything makes any difference. Let's see if there's any attack break points or anything. Doesn't look like it. We can best buddy the Metagross too and see if that changes anything, because a lot of people do run their Metagross best buddy. Doesn't really. You live with 1 HP, so if you don't have a hundo, you probably won't be able to win this, right? Like, if you have 14 attack, you'll probably, or 14 thing, yeah, see, you lose. You won't get to the high horsepower. But the nice thing is, you do win the zeros. That's something.
So, look.
But if they shield, they have 123 HP left.
And what about Excadrill? That's the other main steel type. That's still right.
The other two main ones are Excadrill and so obviously destroys it in the zeros. High horsepower does 110%. So like if you farm some, so let's say it is a Snorlax and you farm something down, right?
Mm.
The other one is Magnezone, yeah.
Yeah.
So in the one shield, you don't get to another high horsepower, unfortunately. But we can also check again, like I said, with the best buddy. Does that make a difference? Unfortunately, no. 85 damage. It does 86. Okay.
Best buddying something's such a pain in the butt. I never
I mean, it's Master League, right? Everyone best buddy stuff for Master League. You might as well have one of your Pokemon best buddied, or else you're losing out on a little bit of stats.
It's too much effort to switch out your buddy for whatever you're using at the time.
Like, I mean, speak for yourself, but for me, when I was running my Togekiss Shadow Machamp team, so I knew that if I had oh my god. The dog just went off. If I had my Shadow Machamp best buddied and the what do you call it? The other thing wasn't, okay? The Metagross, I won the one shield. So that's like a big thing to know. I mean, you destroy Magnezone, right? Because you're a ground type, I guess.
So, I mean, you were saying, yeah, the one problem Ursaluna has is tackle because of all the steel types, but
it's one steel type, though.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, there's one steel type that gives it trouble. In fact, does it even lose to Excadrill, or?
Yes, you gotta get... Basically, you need, like, a big energy lead or shields down. You could also run it with Fire Punch, but I'm not sure, like... Maybe Fire Punch you can just beat Excadrill straight up. I'm not sure. Like, let's see, versus Magnezone. Yeah, you still land a high horsepower.
I'm worried about, though, without Thunder Punch, you've got nothing against Gyarados.
Togekiss.
And Togekiss.
Well, Togekiss, I guess you could Fire Punch.
Yeah.
Dragonite, you're like Groudon, right?
Yeah.
With Fire Punch. But you do have Tackle, which is a nice thing.
Yeah.
So at least versus like Dragonite and Gyarados, you're doing some neutral damage with your fast move, as opposed to having Mud Shot or something. So there is a benefit to that.
Tackle than bad things.
I mean, if it had Ice Punch, it'd be way better. So if you give it Fire Punch, it's actually very close with Excadrill, because the Fire Punch does 51%.
Really?
And the tackle, yeah. So
that's
I mean,
crazy.
it could be a thought. It could be something interesting to consider.
Could you run Double Punch? Is there a reason for that?
No, I don't think you would want to run Double Punch.
How does it do against Metagross with, like, Tackle, Fire Punch, Thunder Punch?
Probably really bad, is my guess. Metagross is very bulky, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's got a high attack stat, but it's also got really good defense. You still win the zero shields with Thunder Punch.
Or Fire Punch.
Or Fire Punch. Yeah. The one shield is kind of close. Like, you know, they have... I mean, I think it would depend on your team comp, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, what do you need it to cover? But if you do... Yeah, you do have the Fire Punch option. But, like, let's say, for instance, they had a Dragonite lead, and then they had a Snorlax and an Excadrill. If you brought in the, yeah, that was Griffey, yes. If you brought in the, what do you call it? The Ursaluna, you could overfarm a bunch, right? And then if you come out with energy, you could start just like Thunder Punching the crap out of the Dragonite. It's not going to want to take like 3 Thunder Punches.
No.
Because it's a Dragonite. And then what are they going to do? Come in with the Excadrill, and then you're just going to start high horsepowering it, right? So I think it's definitely very interesting.
Or even Fire Punch against the Excadrill.
Yeah, Fire Punch if you have it, but...
Yeah, Right.
You could also have a return Ursaluna. Some people might have a return Ursaluna, so keep that in mind as well.
I would like to know just how high IVs do you need for Florges for it still to be viable? So I am looking at my Florges, of which I don't have many, and I'd like to know, like, could I build like a 12, 13, 12 and still get just as good results out of it?
Think, yeah, like, one of the guys we were coaching before had like really bad IVs on his Florges. It was like a 15, 10, 5 or something.
Yeah. I've got a 13, 15, 12 here. Oh, wow, what a guess. I got a 13, 15, 12 here.
Okay, that doesn't sound that bad.
Yeah.
It's similar to like a shadow where it's like, you know, you're not going to necessarily have perfect IVs. So we can put a hundo here. We could put that one, and then we can even do one more. Like, let's say you have like that one was, let's say it's like a 15, 10, 7 or something crazy where it's like, you know, not really that good, but like maybe it's lucky, or, well, I guess that wouldn't be lucky. Okay, let's try like 15, 12, 12. Something like lucky but doesn't sound very good, you know?
Yep.
Or you can even do 12, 12, 12. That's the floor for a lucky Pokemon, right?
Yep.
And then we can check those against the Premier Master League. Is that it? Premier Master Classic?
Premier Master. Yeah. That.
Yeah, because at least you can do a lucky trade for one. In worst case, you get the crappiest IVs possible, right? So, looks like the hundo does pick up a couple matchups, which is obviously the mirror. And it seems like Snorlax and Swampert are more comfortable. The Swampert matchup seems very close.
Okay.
To be fair, from my personal experience, Swampert is not super common in Master League. It's just not very good, in my opinion.
Even
again,
the
it
Premier Classic meta?
Yeah, it just suffers from being outstatted by things, you know?
Uh-huh.
Like, if you compare, like if you just go to the battle sims and you go to, like, let's say Ursaluna and, like, Swampert, like, look at the CP, 3854, 2974.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a big difference, you know?
You're also
like
comparing
Hydreigon
it to the best thing in the meta, though.
But I'm just saying, but that's what you're going to be battling against. Like, what are you going to bring the Swampert into? Ursaluna, right?
Yeah, sure. I mean, it does look like it beats
this is without Thunder Punch. This is with Thunder Punch.
Yeah.
Need to put high horsepower on this thing. Okay, so you are just... But let's say you switch it in, so you would get like 2 tackles, let's say, right? So you barely win the 0 shield on a switch in.
Yeah.
But like they would get to the high horsepower before, so they don't have to shield the first high horsepower, right? Or the first hydro. And then if you don't shield the high horsepower, they can just shield and farm you down.
But if you do shield the high horsepower, then you're in a great spot. You can come out of that.
I mean, then you get shield advantage as the Ursaluna. So then you just let it go, and you probably have like a Dragonite lead, and you just farm the Swampert all the way down, and you have shield advantage.
Yeah.
So it's good. Like, I think it definitely has play. But again, like Metagross can be a problem for it. Because like Earthquake, Meteor Mash does quite a bit. Like, some people don't run Earthquake in Master League because of like Gyarados and stuff like that. So they run Sludge Wave as a coverage. But like, you end up getting like very close matchups with like Metagross and things like that. Especially like Shadows and stuff like that. Like, you actually would end up losing the 0 shields if you have a Shadow Swampert.
Alright, so then to go back to these matchups, I want to take a look at, say, the 12-12-12 Florges versus the Hundo, because there might be, like, I want to see what's happening there, in case we work out, like, you can flip that with, like, a little bit of an energy lead, or like
I mean, Moonblast from the Hundo does just about half. Moonblast from the 12 attack one does about 47%. So it's just a case
like a
of
2% drop.
Right, but you also even have you have 2 more HP, right? Plus you have the Fairy Winds are doing 3 damage. Okay, Fairy Winds doing the same damage, so that's at least good.
Mm-hmm.
So it's, I mean, yeah, if you have a bit of an energy lead, you should be fine there, because 2 Moonblasts will basically KO.
You need at least 174 attack to get 3 Fairy Winds. So to get 3 damage from Fairy Wind. So the 12-12-12 is doing that. So like, if you're someone watching this who like is considering,
you wouldn't go below 8.
You wouldn't go below 8. Yeah, that's
yeah, something like that. Which is not like, yeah. I'm sure everyone out there has at least like one local like lucky friend. You can just do one trade, you know. Yeah. I'd say the biggest issue is candy. Like,
yeah, you might be overestimating. Like, I don't think I'm lucky friends with. I mean, okay, I'm a bad example because I don't play the game, but like, I think it's not that easy to just be like, oh yeah, just have a local lucky friend.
I mean, get good, trainer, as they say, right?
Sure.
Let me
I'm
see
loud,
how many.
The third.
I only have 25 lucky friends, so you know, but not all of them are local, I must say.
Yeah, I've got a few, but yeah, I've actually got a bunch of Canadian lucky friends because we were originally planning to take that Canada trip pre-COVID.
Yeah, wait, I thought it was during COVID you were gonna take it.
Yeah, like we were planning to do it, and then COVID hit, and we had to postpone it.
Okay. Well, one of these days. I'm pseudo loco to Lyle. Uber. Yeah, I'm lucky friends with Uber. And he lives in Burlington. It's like an hour and a half away. We've been lucky friends for like 2 months or something, and we just haven't met up. Hey, Uber, are you going downtown for Chespin Com Day? Please go downtown to Toronto. I'm not going to Mississauga to grind, okay? So come downtown Toronto where all the cool players play, and we can do our lucky trade.
I can definitely see at least one of you driving an hour and a half for a lucky trade. You're going further away.
Okay, he's going further away.
Sly can't get lucky friends.
Yeah, so we usually do daily interactions, but I mean, really, it's just unlucky, right?
Nothing.
I have a lot of lucky friends lined up for Orlando regionals, so that's what I'm really looking forward to too. Okay. So I think, yeah, like you said, you could get away with. Pardon?
So I'm just wondering how much energy you need as the low one to like get the. There we go. So like 2 Fairy Winds of energy lead.
Yeah, just like you just need to be slightly ahead of it, right?
Yeah.
And it might also come down to baiting depending on the moveset. Like if they're running Disarming Voice, like if you're ahead, if they're shielding Moonblast and you're shielding Disarming Voices, they're gonna catch up real quick, right? So.
Yeah, like literally just 1 Fairy Wind energy lead it came down to. So if you're baiting an energy, we'll absolutely flip that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So if you're a good baiter, or you're good at convincing your opponent not to shield, then this might be a good mirror matchup for you.
Obviously, if you're the same on energy and your opponent's got the hundo, then you're going to lose CMP, which is a huge win con for them.
Which is why we don't throw on CMP, right?
No,
because we know we lose. Because we know we lose it.
If you got the hundo, go for it. You throw on CMP all you like. So I'm actually very, very seriously considering building a Florges.
I mean, I still think the team that I was running is the best team, but I know Florges has. Yeah, I know Florges has Fairy Wind, and everyone's all like in awe about it, and it's actually not bad because it has Disarming Voice, which is one of the better lower energy fairy moves in the game, right?
Yeah.
But it still gets walled by steel types. So specifically like the Magnazones and the Metagross, like
sure.
The thing I like about Togekiss is if I can like even if I lose like a switch, I can get some energy coming back into the matchup. You have the flamethrower, right? That's the one thing that I do like about Togekiss. So
What about like an
'Cause, like-
ABB fairy lineup? So like use Togekiss to draw out the steel type and then clean up with the Florges.
I mean, there's a lot of double steel. It's like very common,
Yeah,
and especially I wouldn't recommend it, but I mean, people do run double charm, so
Yeah.
I don't think it's kind of an RPS league, right? People run double steel to counter the double charm teams, and then people run like double steel answers to counter the double steel teams, and it's like a vicious circle. So if you have a team that can beat the team it's supposed to beat, and then also flip bad leads, like because like if I have a steel lead, I can win those games. But if it's like a double charm team, no, it's over. GG's. Like I can't win.
Triple fairy with Waterfall Primarina? Anyone?
Actually, my friend had a team. I don't know. It's probably too late for him to message me. But I think it was Waterfall, Primarina, Snorlax, and I forget what the third was. Something weak to fighting, or something weak to fairy. I think maybe like a Machamp or something, or I don't know.
Dragonite.
Yeah, it could have been something like that.
So I keep forgetting the team that you were saying to me like off stream a while ago. So it was the Shadow Champ, Togekiss, and
Togekiss, Shadow Machamp, Garchomp
Garchomp
with double nuke. So Mud Shot, Outrage, Earth Power. Because you need that as a closer on Garchomp. Because what I do with that team is even if you lose switch advantage, like you can't gain back switch from a bad lead, you can sometimes force like one or two shields with Shadow Machamp. So let's say they come in with like a Gyarados or something. Like if they switch a little bit late, like if you get like one or two counter lead, you can outpace to a cross chop and a rock slide if you bait them.
Yeah, right.
So you can sometimes get both shields, and then even if it's a Dragonite lead or even if it's like a steel lead and like a Dragonite in the back, like Garchomp can just one-shot the Dragonite without rage if shields are down, right? So that's the thing I like about that team.
Togekiss?
What?
Yeah, are you leading with the Machamp or the Togekiss in this lineup?
Togekiss double like answer to steel.
Yeah, sure.
A lot of times
you're
people
also-
they'll run like Haxorus or Dragonite or Gyarados lead, and then they'll safe swap into like a Snorlax or an Excadrill or something, and then you just go straight into Machamp, and you can eat a move and just throw before they get to their second move to guarantee that you don't need to use a shield. And then usually they have like a Metagross or a Magnezone in the back. If they have a Magnezone, it's game over. If they have a Metagross, it can get a little dicey because Meter Mash is just like ridiculous. So
I
you just
imagine
need to be very
ABA Fairy
careful.
would absolutely pummel that team.
Okay, but then you would get destroyed by Steel's.
No, as in if you're running the Togekiss, Machamp, Garchomp, your opponent running ABA Fairy.
What, like we're talking about Waterfall Primarina?
So I'm thinking like I see a lot of Togekiss leads. In that case, you'd have to just stay in, right? Because the Machamp and the Garchomp.
Is it Waterfall or is it
Togekiss?
Is it
Togekiss
you're gonna lead Togekiss?
Yes. So if you're running Togekiss in the lead and Machamp and Garchomp in the back, and then you
there's
encounter
another
a
Togekiss.
Togekiss lead, you'd have to stay
Yeah,
in,
you
right?
stay in.
And
Yeah.
then if they have a Florges or a Primarina in the back, you're in a world of hurt. That's what I'm trying to say.
But how are you gonna beat a Metagross? You're just running ABA, relying on
fighting against
alignment,
Metagross.
trying to RPS opponent. I mean, I'm gonna lose to an
I'm just
RPS
saying,
team.
This is the weakness of that team. Is if your opponent's running ABA Fairy.
But why would they run ABA Fairy? It's
I
just
don't know,
so
because
weak
people
to so
run
many
whatever
things.
the fuck they want.
Right, I said I lose to double charm, so it doesn't matter if it's ABA or ABB. You're gonna lose to it.
ABB's
Teams-
like, so if they've got double fairy in the back, You've
What?
got. I mean,
Togekiss is gonna
not
take
fine,
out
it's
2
not
fairies?
fine, but it's less of a problem than ABA fairy.
If it's Waterfall Primarina, they are about to get Earth powered by Garchomp.
Yeah. Sure.
Because I beat a double charm team once because I'm like, okay, please shield this rock slide, and they shielded the rock slide, and then I was able to Earth power them and mud shot them down with the Garchomp, because that's the benefit of Primarina is it's glassy and it doesn't take resistant damage from Earth power. So
welcome in, Mr. Mumbles. Good to see you. All right,
yeah,
so
Mr. Mumbles, what's up? So Fish is trying to poke holes in my team, even though I already told him I lose to double charm. But keep going there, sir. That's why people run double steel, because they want to RPS all the double fairy teams, right?
Sure. I'm just saying your team sucks.
All right, well, I hit Legend with it last season, and Blind Flip almost hit Legend with it too. And then as soon as Master League Premier Classic left, he dropped like 400 elos. So
yeah. Took you long enough. Probably would have gotten there quicker with another team, but that's okay.
Okay, if you say so.
Alright, what else we're talking about? We've got Chestnut. Is that community days?
It's Saturday.
It's this Saturday, isn't it?
It completely walls Excadrill is the one very interesting thing about it. So because it's a grass fighting type, right?
Yeah.
But there's also things like Dragonite, Togekiss, where you have no play. Similar to Garchomp. The good thing about Garchomp is you can outrage some dragons, but at least Gyarados would be a pretty decent matchup for it, because you do resist the charge moves, and Frenzy would hurt quite a bit, and especially if it's a Waterfall Gyarados, then you're like looking really good for the thing, right?
I know that you can also learn Smackdown. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on what you want to do with the team. In general, I mean, apparently it learns Gyro Ball. So that could be interesting for fairy coverage.
Yeah.
But it is pretty high energy. And then you're giving up superpowers, so you have no ability to hit back against the steel types like Metagross, or But see, it does beat Gyarados, but you're losing to Dragonite really badly, Togekiss, Haxorus, Metagross.
So it's another RPS Pokemon. It gets hard wall and does some hard walling.
Yeah, the stats again, it's like 20. It's similar to like a Swampert, right?
Sure.
It's not amazing stats. It's got kind of niche play, but it's definitely pretty good in certain scenarios.
Pretty highly ranked.
I would say it's better than Swampert just because of the typing and the things it shuts down.
Yep.
Because like being able to beat Garchomp, Excadrill, Snorlax, and Gyarados is like a nice. This is like a nice core break here of like dealing really well with backlines. So you could run maybe you could run that team with only problem is this would be the only problem, right?
Yeah.
Wait, why are they superpowering then Frenzy Planting? Huh? Man, PV Poke, man, sometimes these sims are just...
Or does Frenzy Plant maybe do more raw damage?
Than a superpower?
I'm just throwing it out there.
No. Okay, so you can get to here before they get to the next Meteor Mash and throw the superpower.
Yeah, that is
it's
weird.
pretty bad. It's pretty bad. It's still pretty bad.
Yeah.
You get it to like under half. Superpower only does 36%. You really don't have many potential win cons.
But I'm still sensing that. Oh, thanks for the follow, Albasoon. I'm still sensing that like it's a Pokemon you have to plan around. Like whatever team you've got to build, you've got to.
I definitely think it will be out there. Especially since it just had a calm day, people might want to like try it out and stuff, right? And like people like for instance, like people like me, I've been sitting on a hundo for like over a year now, waiting for it to get a calm day. So now I'm gonna evolve it on Saturday, and maybe like, oh hey, like I already hit legend or something. I don't know. Like let's try this out for fun, or maybe just some people want a meme. You never know. Definitely looks like it could be good in the right scenario. Like imagine an Ursaluna going up against that with Thunder Punch high horsepower. Bruh.
It's got nothing.
You're in trouble.
Yeah, you're in trouble, bro. Yeah.
So, I mean, we'll have to see how the meta shakes out, but it definitely does seem like it has a place, for sure.
Snorlax, how does that matchup go?
Snorlax is, I will just say Snorlax is one of the best, like, now with Ursaluna, it makes it a little sketchier because before there was not really any other normal types, or really much dark type. Like there wasn't much that resisted Lick, right? But now having another really popular normal type, it does make Snorlax a little worse in my opinion. But I still think it's one of the better Pokemon for sure.
I'm thinking just the Chestnut Snorlax matchup. Like
Chestnut beats Snorlax.
Yeah. But it says here 3 turns of difference, so just like having a 3 lick energy lead can allow you to flip the 1-shields, I think. No. No siree, Bob.
Oh, it's funny. I went to look up it in the meta, and apparently Chestnut's not in the meta. Snorlax Shadow loses, but that's you shielding a Frenzy Plant, and then they have to double superpower you at the end, right? So you actually win the 2 shield.
So if you call the first one, does that
also a lot of people do best buddy their Snorlaxes.
Yeah, sure.
It's a very close matchup though, like in my opinion. So
yeah,
I think it's definitely flippable
the worst thing in the world. Yeah.
for the Lax. Because they have Vine Whip as a fast move, right? So they're relying on landing superpowers, which are debuffing themselves. So if you're correctly shielding those, it will really go a long way for you.
Yeah, so you probably, as a Snorlax, you hold off on throwing your moves for as long as possible. Try and...
I mean, yeah, you can only go so long, but...
I know,
for sure.
But they're using Vine Whip, so they're generating energy faster, so they're forced to throw before you're forced to throw. Which means you have the luxury of being able to wait for those superpowers. So if you like let one go, shield the other one, you can get off a couple of body slams yourself after that, and that body slam damage is maximized.
Okay,
Lavender
I want
Blunt,
to look
thanks
this
for the
up.
follow.
Okay, so keep in mind if you don't shield a Skull Bash, you will lose. Keep that in mind.
Okay, Skull Bash. Would you recommend Skull Bash rather than?
No, but I
Super
have seen it before. For surprise factor.
Could you run Skull Bash superpower, or do you need Body Slam?
I think Body Slam's just too good, right? Like.
Yeah. I mean,
sometimes.
Yeah.
You just bait the superpower.
I think the biggest problem there is that you're forced to either build up to the high energy move or debuff yourself. That's the major problem. But like that coverage is very enticing.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. I think I think if you have a Shadow, it's probably better. But I mean, maybe Shadow is not as popular. Just because of the excess, like it's harder to find a good IV Shadow. Like I do a lot of Rockets, and it took me up until like a month or 2 ago to actually find a usable Snorlax for Master Lake.
Yeah. And so, what kind of minimum IVs do you recommend for Snorlax?
Oh, so the one that I have is a 15, 15, 12. So I think that's like really good. I had some other ones before that I was like considering. So this one I was considering investing in. I wasn't sure yet. I was like holding off. It was an 11, 14, 12. I wouldn't do much
Wow.
below that. Like
Yeah.
below like the lucky sort of range. Like if you can kind of get all of them around 12-ish or a bit higher, I would say it's pretty good. But like I said, this one's an 82% IV. I mean, it's not amazing, but it's definitely, like when I did the Sims, it definitely seemed like it didn't lose out on too many matches. But the other one that I got is a 93%, right? So that's like 11% IVs better spread.
Yeah.
It's a big deal.
Yeah. Does it get you any, like, how many breakpoints or bulk points does it get you?
I mean, just having that
better?
full defense and full attack is nice. How well does it do against
The Gyaro matchup? Gyarados?
who? Which one?
Yeah,
I think there's
the Snorlax you have built.
I think I don't have it built yet, but there
right.
is a I think I forget which thing is. If you best buddy the Snorlax, it does better against I think it's Gyarados. I'm not 100% sure. I think you can flip the one shield with a best buddy Snorlax. Let's see here. So Snorlax wins, it says here, the zeros. The ones are very close. Is this best buddied? Yes. It is best buddied.
I don't know what you're laughing at.
I'm dying. Okay, so let me see here. Yeah, so this is without best buddy. Is it Gyarados? I forget exactly. I swear to God, I gotta look this up real quick. I apologize. There's some matchups where like actually having best buddy Snorlax makes a big difference. But I wasn't sure if it was the shadow or not. So let's see. So we can just check here, 50, 51 versus the... Can you please make me a tea? Thank you so much. Master League Premier Classic. Here we go. Boom. So Best Buddy picks up Gyarados. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so you win against Gyarados in the one shield with the Best Buddy, but you lose without the Best Buddy. And that's because, what is the reasoning? Is it just the body slam damage? Oh yeah, the last body slam doesn't kill. That's why. And they get to another
Fascinating.
They get to another move. Well, why did they? Oh, because they're not going to get to do Aqua Tails. Probably that's why it has them crunching. And we can just check the. So yeah, I remember Snorlax being a one that you do want a Best Buddy if you have it, because I think there is an advantage to having your Snorlax Best Buddy. Let's check and see with the Shadow as well. So as you can see, Shadow picks up one win. The regular picks up a lot of wins, having Best Buddy, right? Shadow is actually giving you more wins. The Shadow is giving you as much, Best Buddy's giving you as much wins as the regular Best Buddy. You pick up Garchomp, Gyarados as well, Rhyperior, which I don't think is super common, Sylveon, again. And then if we go here and you type in like the 15, 15, 12 versus, oh, this one was, yeah, at level 41 versus, what was the other one? 12, 11, 14, 12 was the other IVs I had. So pretend you had, I would have bust buddied it because it is under levels. So you can see between the hundo, like you're not actually losing out on too many matchups here, right? But you are losing out on a lot of bulk, you know? The win rating is much better. 523 versus 509. And my guess is if you went to the 2 shields, you would start to notice, oh, it's actually seems okay in the 2 shields. So it's not a huge difference, but like you lose the mirror. Just overall, like some small things, you know. Yeah, like it's not a big deal, right?
It's understanding the limitations of the team you've put together.
Yeah, so I would definitely say if you do have best buddy options, the 2 of the best ones are probably Snorlax. Well, Snorlax, Metagross, and Excadrill are probably the 3 prime ones. Because like Excadrill winning the mirror or winning the CMP in the mirror is like critical, right? Because Excadrill, we all know Excadrill loves to take drill runs.
It's its favorite thing to do.
Oh, and you know what's another funny thing about the Excadrill mirrors in Master League is because like people keep thinking that you're gonna try to catch the drill run on a flyer, so they start throwing rock slides at you.
Yeah.
When you're gonna shield, because just in case you catch it, and then you find yourself shielding rock slides from the opposing Excadrill.
Yeah.
And it's like, why would they rock slide here? Like they're good, you know, drill run's super effective, and you shield, it's like rock slide. You're like, what? This doesn't make any sense.
I'm still thinking about it. And this is a huge tangent, but I'm still thinking about this, like, what is it, like 16 hours later. A loss I had in Holiday Cup, where it was down to, they had a Trevenant against my my Giratina, and they had one Pokemon with barely any HP left in the back. And what was it? I mean, the long story short is they caught a Dragon Claw on their, you know, 3rd shield Pokemon, but the timing was absolutely ridiculous, because it's like they built up to 6 Shadow Claws. I was at like a Dragon Claw and a half, and then I decided to throw, and they chose that exact moment to switch out. And then they managed to farm down my Giratina with Shadow Claws after that, and like they had 1 HP left. It was,
maybe they just assumed you were gonna throw before they got to the Shadow Ball.
Oh, well, yeah, they must have had some thinking, or maybe it was just using the Force. I don't know, but
well, if I'm trying to catch and I'm battling someone I think is good, sometimes because you can catch when they're at the move, right? But like if you're battling someone really good, like they're very rarely gonna throw directly at the move because they know the opponent might try to catch, right?
Yeah, so I've seen people waiting a turn or waiting a move.
Sometimes
before.
you wait, but
I've
you have Dragon Breath, so
moves, but I had like, what was that, like 6 extra Dragon Breaths?
Right, but they're thinking if they know that you're gonna lose CMP, they might try, like if they know you're gonna win CMP, they might try to catch on CMP because you might try and CMP tie them. If they know
Giratina
that you're gonna
Trevenant.
Pardon?
It was Giratina versus Trevenant. They're winning CMP.
That's what I'm saying. So if they know that you lose CMP,
right,
they might try to catch one before the damaging move because they know that you're gonna try not to CMP them. You see what I'm saying? The thought processing behind it.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
So they might be thinking he's gonna throw.
Be honest, though, I would rather just hear
right before I get to the Shadow Ball.
I'd rather just hear, yeah, that's fucked, bro. I'll move on.
Okay, sorry. I mean, oh my god, this opponent was totally stupid.
Yeah.
They just caught randomly, and you're so good.
I'm so hard done by. So hard done by, Lyle.
Sometimes it is a random catch, but sometimes there is some,
Yeah.
you know, a little bit more thought processing behind it. So you don't know what they were thinking at the time, right? So
No. Yeah, no. That's totally right.
I do it a lot of the times. It's like my opponent will like be farming up a lot of energy, and let's say it's like a hex user or something. I'll just assume like, okay, they're gonna do one and throw. They have so much energy, but like everyone likes to throw on proper move timing, right? So, they do one and throw. Like, why not? Because they want to do proper move timing, and then I just take that to my advantage.
And I have, like, I will readily admit that I've used the Force before when deciding when to catch. It's literally just been, just search your feelings and decide when to try and catch the move. I think they're going to throw now,
well,
and it works.
Max out my 100 Gyarados yesterday will actually be good in this format. Not this format, but wait, he said
Gyarados
max.
Would be good.
So does that mean level 50? Because this is only level 40. But
yeah,
it will be good in the Premier at the end of the season. There's going to be a Master League Premier Cup, which is level 50s. Also, there's going to be a Mega Master League at some point in the season. And like Mega Gyarados is one of the best Megas to use in that format as well. So I think Gyarados is definitely a really good one to power up to 50. But obviously, in this format, there's no XLs allowed. But to be fair, this is the last week they're doing it. So I wouldn't feel too bad about... like, I don't have a Togekiss anymore or a Garchomp for this league. Because I thought that they weren't bringing it back anymore because they said at the beginning of the season.
No, not only Megas. Megas are allowed.
Megas are allowed. So, like, the couple big ones that are going to be really popular are the new, like, Mega Gyarados and also Mega Swampert are probably going to be, like, the two big ones. And obviously, like, Mega Aggron looks pretty good as well. Yeah, those are probably the big three, I'd say. But don't sleep on Mega Charizard.
Yeah.
Mega Charizard X has good. Mega Charizard Y has insane stats, and they just buffed Wing Attack, so it might be even better this time around, right?
X is
Dragon.
So it's not weak to Swampert's Hydro Cannon.
No, but it is weak to the Earthquake.
It is. Yeah, good point. Wait, no, it's still. Isn't it Dragon? It's Dragon Fire.
Dragon.
No, you're right.
Yeah, it's Dragon Fire. So the typical moveset for Charizard X is Dragon Breath, Dragon Claw, Blast Burn, because you're getting stab on the Dragon Breath, so it's pretty nice. Especially in Master League, like Dragon Fast moves are like really nice to have. But on Charizard Y, you definitely probably want Wing Attack because it's still Fire Flying, and since the Wing Attack buff, like, I don't know, it's got good stats, so I think it might be able to hang in there with like a, what do you call it? Dialga and such.
Any love for Avalugg in MLPC?
It's interesting. I think it's kind of RPS, but it's just because it's sort of inflexible. I personally think Mamoswine's just a better ice type because I just don't like Ice Fang. It's very slow. It definitely has nice bulk and like coverage with Body Slam, Avalanche, Crunch, Earthquake even. Like, it's nice, but I just don't like Ice Fang. It's just it's not quick enough to be able to do things in negative matchups, right?
I mean, I'm seeing like a lot of Pokemon up here that aren't gonna like the Ice Fang Avalanche combination. So like Dragonite, Ursaluna.
A lot of people don't even run Avalanche on Avalugg, to be honest with you.
What do they run?
Because
Crunch?
Yeah, something like that, because the Ice Fang damage is already doing so much, right? Sometimes the Crunch is nice coverage versus like Metagross and things like that. So
Metagross, yeah.
I've seen it all sorts of ways. Earthquake you could even run if you want to be crazy about it. Where's Hisuian Avalugg ranked? I'm curious as well.
I did check that before. It's like 35. Because
that has like a better moveset in my opinion, and it gets to a
Powers
higher
no rock slide
CP.
crunch.
Yeah, also has access to Blizzard.
Yeah.
But it's also taping double super effective from Steel, so like Metagross will absolutely like rock its world.
Well, yeah, I don't necessarily mind that because like
Metagross is
Avalugg
one of
losing
the
to
most
those
popular.
Pokemon anyway, right?
I'm just saying Metagross is like, if not one of the most popular Pokemon in the cup. It's like
Probably the most, yeah.
it's like
No,
when
I
you
get
go to
you.
regionals and you see like every team has a Metachan. It kind of feels like that sometimes when you're playing this league. It's like what's in the back? Probably a Metagross. You know?
But if you're gonna use an Avalugg, then like it's looking like the Hisuian one, even though it is taking the double super effective, is probably still the better way to go. Like
I like it better because of the Powder Snow Rock Slide combo. But I mean, other Avalugg also is ranked higher, so maybe there's some benefits to that as well. It's probably more consistent with the Ice Fang.
I imagine you're losing Garchomp with this one.
Yeah, you're losing Garchomp with the Hisuian one. You're also going to be losing out on maybe possibly like a Waterfall Gyarados as well. So, I mean, there's some pros and cons for sure. Because you have the Rock subtyping, right? So that definitely hurts.
So specifically Waterfall Gyarados. You might still beat the Dragon Breath Gyarados.
Probably, because Rock Slide, you would get to Rock Slide quicker than they get to Aqua Tails, right?
And you could tank an Aqua Tail just fine, I imagine.
It's pretty bulky. So, see this? The CP on Mega Charizard Y at level 50 is 5,037.
5,000.
It's really good. And then what are we going up against? Dialga. Let's see how it does against Dialga. I'm just curious. Everyone runs their Dialga best buddied. Of course, you have to. You win with a bait. Interesting.
Hisuian Avalugg over... Is it Unnovan Avalugg?
I don't know. They just call it Avalugg.
So... Hisuian Avalugg over regular Avalugg picks up Florges, Gyarados, and Primarina, but loses Garchomp, Haxorus, Mamoswine, and Rhyperior.
Okay. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know why Rhyperior is on the meta list. I don't think it's in the meta. Rhyperior is like not a... There's just so many better Pokemon. Like Rock Ground typing is not a very good typing for this meta.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not good. Maybe back in the day it was.
I'm trying to think of something that you would prefer it for. Triple Flyer was a thing, so as an anti-meta pick, I can see it. Triple Flyer? So what, Dragonite?
Yeah, like Gyarados. You could run like Gyarados, Dragonite, maybe like Togekiss or something.
But now with
you would run Gyarados
Dragonite
with like Waterfall.
Yeah. So
you'd run like Waterfall Gyarados with that team.
Was the meta last rotation?
I mean, sure, that team was around, but also the Dragon Double Steel, like Dragonite, Snorlax, Metagross, or Haxorus, Excadrill, Metagross, things like that was also like a super common team comp. So,
and if you're running Mudslap as well, like those flyers are just, you're never getting to a Rock Wrecker.
Yeah, like anti-flyer, like I think Excadrill just does a better job of being an anti-flyer. Even I would argue like Avalugg or Mamoswine would do a better job of being an anti-flyer and also be more flexible. So.
Let's see what else there is to look at. Mudslap could also handle the double steel lines. Like, it's a bad pick that can RPS its way into good matchups. Could you say
I don't know if
it
even beats... I would wonder if it beats Metagross.
Or even
Excadrill. Excadrill would probably beat just because the Mudslaps are doing so much damage. But what's this
And then,
Pokemon
of course,
called? The end of Ride
Magnezone, it's
Period.
fine.
Magnezone. Oh yeah. Okay, like Magnezone, it destroys.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that it would actually wreck. It would rock wrecker it. So Excadrill,
Could probably tank
it's
a drill
very,
run.
it's very close. It
Just
wins with
barely
12
tanks it.
HP, and that's just basically mud-shotting it all the way down. The 2 shield is way better for it because you just double shield mud-shot down, right?
Uh-huh.
Metagross, let's see here. Okay, Rhyperior does win against Metagross, but it has 59 HP and it didn't even take a charge move, so Meteor Mash does almost 80% to it. So just make sure you have shields and you'll be fine.
That's all.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, also it's double. It's also taking double super effective damage from like Waterfall, whereas then when compared to Mamoswine, it's only taking singles. So
You know what? Alexander was doing the same thing that I do a lot, which is like, look, I know this is bad. I just want to put a case forward for it.
no, it sucks. Get out of here. Okay, so don't forget about my favorite pick right here, number 14. This is,
Now-
in my opinion, the best Pokemon in the meta. It is the best safe
The
swap
best
in
in
the
the
meta.
meta. That's a big call.
Best safe swap in the meta, 100%. Because look at these matchups. Okay, so Dragonite, you lose to Dragonite, right?
Ben, hey, yes.
So but we're talking about a safe switch, right? So we always give it 2 counter lead. Boom! Look at that. 2 counter lead, you beat Dragonite.
Yeah, sure.
So if you land a cross shot bait, what are they doing? They're double shielding, right?
Double shielding.
So even if you lose switch, you're getting both shields. That's huge.
Mm-hmm.
Or Gyarados, it's the same thing. If you get a bit of an energy lead, you outpace them because it's 5 to the cross chop, right?
Yeah.
And then it's only let's see,
It's 12 for a counter and cross drop. Yeah, sorry, it's
Wait, why are they-
12 for a counter and a rock slide.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 12. So you basically you almost CMP them, right?
Mm.
And
Very compelling.
Shadow Machamp loses CMP to Gyarados, but you can survive an Aqua Tail. So like Aqua Tail only does 38%. If they bring in a Togekiss, okay, well, you know, everybody has everything has a hard counter, right?
Sure.
But honestly, I think it's the best safe swap, personally.
So how much does a rock slide do to a Togekiss?
Not that much, like maybe 60 something percent.
So, I mean, you can hope that, so if you're running Lyle's magical team that doesn't have any weaknesses
60%.
of...
It has lots of weaknesses, but it's also, if run properly, you will hit Legend in next week, guaranteed.
I was gonna say, like, you want to hope that they don't shield the rock slide so that then you can come in with the with your
Oh no,
Togekiss
I'm
again.
praying that they shield the rock slide.
Yeah, like
I need a shield there. You need to get if it's a bad lead, you need to get shield advantage, and be for Togekiss. The only way you can flip like steal leads, from with a Togekiss is if you can if you get 2 like let's say a Dragonite double shields, you are like chef's kiss. You know, you're loving life because that Magnezone, that Excadrill or whatever in the lead is gonna get flamethrowed at some point. It's just a matter of when. So
actually, I want to check up the since we're talking about Togekiss a lot, Togekiss versus Ursaluna, because you're obviously just relying on Tackle and Thunder Punch there.
Togekiss is pretty bulky.
Yeah, but as you've successfully demonstrated, so is Ursaluna.
Yes, it is. Togekiss loses. There you go.
Togekiss loses, and that's not nothing with remaining HP as well.
Yeah, bit of extra energy.
Yeah, so 38% from a Thunder Punch. That is if you're running Thunder Punch. What if just you really wanted the
A fire coverage?
Fire Punch high horsepower moveset? You do manage to still beat it with just Fire Punches.
So what about the 2 shields? Can Togekiss 2 shield through Ursaluna with Thunder Punch?
With Thunder Punch?
Because that's the big thing about Togekiss, is it likes to 2 shield through things
Yeah,
sometimes.
Sure. It can.
No, it loses.
Wait, no, it loses. Yeah, no, I was looking at it the wrong way around. Yeah, it loses everything except the 1-0 and the 2-0.
Huh. So, good to know.
What if it gets an Ancient Power boost? I mean, they wouldn't throw Ancient Power, would they, ever? I mean, if they know they're going to shield, they might bait with the Ancient Power. I mean, let's just see. What if they
Flamethrower only does 31%. Ancient Power does 13%. So,
but like you've had that situation before, right? Where they know without a doubt you're going to shield this move, so they throw the debuff move, the Icy Wind or whatever, even though it does nothing.
Even if it's resisted.
Yeah.
Yep. Even though they're only going to get to 1 move, and they just know you're going to shield, so they throw like a cross chop at your Togekiss instead of like a Iron Head for some, like, I don't know what Pokemon would have that moveset, but they just click it and they laugh at you as you shield it. Because you're thinking, you only get to 1 move. Why would you throw anything else other than the effective move, right? Just because, I don't know, maybe they panicked and they just clicked on something, or, you know, I don't know.
But it looks like if they build up to the Flamethrower and then throw Ancient Power, you're still beating them. That is with Thunder Punch. If you don't have Thunder Punch...
Well, good thing Shadow Machamp probably beats this thing, right? That's with Fire Punch.
You still win with 7 HP left.
Yeah, Shadow Machamp just outpaces it, right? High horsepower does do 80% to a Shadow Machamp, though, so keep that in mind.
I was still looking at the Togekiss matchup.
I just assumed that Ursaluna clapped Togekiss.
I wouldn't call it a clap.
Okay, Ursaluna technically beats... It says it beats Garchomp, and that's with a Thunder Punch bait. Dude. Now that's a bait. Imagine shielding a Thunder Punch as a Garchomp. Oh god, you would just hate yourself.
Yeah, like a Thunder Punch would probably put health back onto a Garchomp.
Yeah, because it's so bulky. Outrage only does 52% to Ursaluna. Holy shit. That's insane, man.
Why Machamp over Conkeldurr?
It's just the pace of the moves.
Sure.
Like, Cross Chop, Rock Slide is just objectively better than Dynamic Punch, Stone Edge.
I mean, yeah, but Conkeldurr tries to make up for it with its extra bulk.
With a bit more bulk. But I just think having that flexibility, because if you just think about like the counters, like Gyarados, Dragonite, things like that, like they all pace to their quick move in 12 turns, right? So having that like bait move that's 10 turns allows you like the flexibility to flip matchups and like get shield advantage for yourself. Whereas Conkeldurr, I don't even know how many turns it takes, but it's definitely more, right? So
that would be it's eight.
So it's eight
counters
counters to a dynamic punch. So that's 16 turns.
To a Stone Edge.
And 8 for right Stone Edge. So that means that.
Could you get to 2 Stone Edges against a Togekiss?
Togekiss, hell no. No.
Even if you've got slight energy lead, so like 2 counters of energy lead.
Problem is, Stone Edge won't KO Togekiss.
Yeah, okay.
So in the zero shield, I mean, yeah, Stone Edge does do a lot with the counters. So if you have like a couple extra counter lead, you are still like, you need a lot.
Yeah, sure.
You need a lot of extra counters. That's the only benefit. So like the stat product, it's 3,000. So Conquistador, it's 5,400. Stat product 3337. Whereas Machamp is 47. So it's like it's not quite as the bulk is there, but just the stats are just better, right? Machamp also has Stone Edge if you want to get crazy. Just FYI.
Isn't that?
But it is Legacy.
Yeah, right.
But it still only does 80%.
Here's a problem.
Yep.
Those sims that you flipped against the Togekiss and the Dragonite, that was with 2 counters of energy lead?
Not the Togekiss. It's a Dragonite.
Oh, that's
or
right, yeah.
if they come in with like a Dragonite or like a Gyarados or something. Togekiss you can't flip. It's
yeah.
They just
so
they can shield, they can not shield, it doesn't matter. Pardon?
That was with 2 counters of lead.
Yep.
I don't know how often you're getting off 2 counters before they switch in. Like, if your opponent has those 2 Pokemon, they'll be, like, mentally prepared to see a Machamp swap in, and
you can at least get 1 counter, and then you will survive one charge move from the opponent, right? So let's say if you get 1 counter, I mean, it's quick, right? Like, they swapped a Machamp, they're already at 1 counter. By the time you click the button, they might be starting their 2nd counter, right? Like, maybe they don't get 2 full counters, but maybe they get like 1.5 or something. Then if you throw in like a little bit of bad timing at some point throughout the matchup, there it is right there. So this is with 1 counter energy. So that's with Stone Edge. What am I doing? Of course. So you still get there.
Yeah, there you go. Great.
With 1 counter.
And against.
But that's with a bait. If they give you extra energy, like let's say they're really slow because they just think like, oh, I got this in the bag, then you can just go straight Rock Slide.
Rock Slide, yeah.
If you counter something down.
Take 4 counters to do that, right? Or just 3.
I felt so bad. I was doing a practice battle with someone from Pallet Town for Master League Premier Classic, and I forget, I countered something down with the Shadow Machamp, and I double baited their Gyarados and then landed the Rock Slide. Oh jeez, I felt bad.
I can tell how bad you felt about that.
It was a practice battle, but like, I mean, I don't know. I felt like I could get away with it. Just like I was telling you earlier, I did a battle with someone last night or the other day, and my win con was double baiting the Giratina with body slams on my double, and they shielded 2 body slams. So it felt bad. Like, I feel bad, but like I had to do it, right? So I think with all the D-Knight and Garchomps around, there would be a lot of Togekiss, especially since it's been built. Yeah, Togekiss is like one of the most popular picks, right? Especially now, people running Superpower on D-Knight. It gets like, it has nothing to hit Togekiss, right? You can come out of like if you can have like a 20% health HP Togekiss and like still charm down the Dragonite at the end of the battle, and they're throwing like superpowers at you.
So fun fact, 3 counters. So you're talking about if the opponent's slow on the counter swap, like 3 counters will allow you to just go straight Rock Slide against both the Gary and the Dragonite.
That's what I'm telling you, man. People don't realize. But the problem is, regular Machamp can't do this kind of things. It's only the Shadow that has the power to like put the damage out there, right?
Unlimited power. So
it's so good. I have one best buddy. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Why is it ranked 33rd and only 72.9 as a Switch?
I don't know. Maybe PvPoke doesn't know everything.
We all. I mean, maybe we don't all know that. I know
because,
that, you know
like
that.
you said, there is like bad matchups, right? Like if they come in with a Florges. Actually, Florges is better than Togekiss, but they come in with a Togekiss. It actually can struggle a little bit against Metagross because Metagross is just so bulky. Also can struggle a little bit against Garchomp because also super bulky and it can just take cross chops like it's nothing. So there are some matchups where it does seem a little underpowered, but I just think in general, it's just like it's good at getting shields at least is what I like, and I like my I don't necessarily always want my safe swap to be like able to. It doesn't always have to flip switch. It just has to give you an advantage in the battle, right? So if you can consistently take because you don't even have to bait, you can just throw a rock slide and get one shield. If they don't shield, then you can shield and like counter them down basically. So yeah.
The other thing I just remembered was that Charm's debuffed this season, so Togekiss slightly less dominant against.
I think it'll still be good. You don't need.
It'll still be good. Yeah.
Doesn't matter if Charm's debuff against like a Garchomp when they're throwing outrages at you. So.
In fact, in a situation like that, it might be worse because then they just get extra farm out of it.
They might get like one extra one or something.
Yeah.
Did you see? Like, I just want to say, quick aside.
Yeah.
Friggin' Blepnir.
Yeah.
Did a special trade with some random old lady at the park, and he got a 4, 14, 11, 1500 CP Kartana.
Far out.
It's like probably one of the best possible ones you can get.
Yeah. How? I had no idea Kartana could be Great League.
You need to trade the Research Breakthrough one you got from that Ultra Beast raid day.
Yeah. Yeah, wow.
I'm so jealous of that bozo right now.
Pallet Town streamer, Blepnir. Also,
that's why I brought it up too, because he's So let's see. Huh?
So, I did a fair bit of climbing last MLPC with Mamoswine, and I need to start recording teams that I get success with, because every time a meta returns, I can never remember what I was using. I do remember I had Mamoswine for a bit, and then I just eventually hit a wall and couldn't climb any further, but I imagine with...
I think it's going to be better now.
Yeah.
Much better.
Yeah.
Even in Open Master League, like it's way better. Because like I had matchups before where it's like end of the game, it's like, okay, their shields are down. I have like a bulldoze. I just need this to KO like a 40% Kyogre. Nope.
Right.
But now with high horsepower, you can do things like that, right? Where it's like you have a bad lead, but if you get shields down and some energy, you can take it out end game.
I'm pretty sure also like a bulldoze wasn't enough to KO the Metagross either.
Mamo does not lose to Dragonite. It's you basically just farm it down.
Let me double check.
Pretty sure.
See, a bulldoze only does 2/3 damage to a Metagross.
Okay, that's in the 1 shield. Yeah, it is losing. But if you look at the 0 and the 2 shields, so these are one of those ones where like I'm like skeptical about it because like it loses the 1 shield, but you're dominating the 0s and the 2s, right? So it's like a little. I mean, I don't know how well I'll take that into account. Let's see if you best buddy the Mamo if it makes any difference. Not quite. But what happens if you go for a Shadow Mamo? Then you win all shield scenarios. Thing is, you're not resisting Dragon Breath, and Dragonite is really good. So,
I mean, look, I'm taking this more into account than probably you are. Like that looks to me like, hey, that's something very, very interesting. What I would say is that
think if they're staying in
you have
with their Dragonite, you know.
Say again.
So if they're staying in with their Dragonite on your Mamoswine, then they most likely have something weak to it in the back as well. So you most likely can just I would just double shield and farm it down, right? You come out with one shield disadvantage, but you come out with a lot of energy, so you're gonna get it back.
And this is just regular Dragonite. Do you see more regular or Shadow Dragonites in the meta?
I think regular Dragonite is more common because it's the same thing as the Garchomp. So I wouldn't throw two moves here. I would just throw one to get one shield.
Yeah.
And then just go Powder Snow the rest of the way down.
Dragon Claws. You come out of that with 67 energy and 45.
1.5 avalanches. So if they come in with something that's like fast move pressure, you can always swap out. And then I'm telling you, those avalanches are gonna wreck stuff. Or even if it's a Metagross that comes in, you can just high horsepower it, and it's gonna do like 70%. So they're gonna shield, right? So.
And here
you get switch, you're gonna get your shields back.
Yeah. Against the Shadow Dragonite, you're not getting to that second Dragon Claw.
Yeah, so there you go. Yeah, I have a Shadow Dragonite that I was considering power. I haven't built a Dragonite yet for Open Master League. And I have a couple hundo.
You
remember the team?
No, but Togekiss pre-nerf could 2-shield its way through a Mamoswine.
It still can.
It still can. You checked that already?
Yeah. Mamo's glassy.
All right. Wow, that nerf did nothing.
Any Master League Auroras players?
Oh.
I don't think so. I don't think it's that good.
That's number 27.
It beats Garchomp, Dragonite, Togekiss, Gyarados. Again, it only gets up to 2802 CP.
Oh.
So I think it's a typing advantage thing more than an actual, like you're losing neutral matchups, right? You're losing the Florges. You're losing the Snorlax.
Yeah.
Double super effective, obviously, against Metagross. You're just going to get outbulked by things that are like neutral matchups to you. Like I said, the Snorlax, the Florges. Gengar is even close. Like, I don't know. That seems sus to me. So it's definitely good as an ice type, but I think there's just better ice types like Mamo or Avalog. The thing you also have to realize about Master League is once you start getting into like the 20s, it's like it thins out quickly. Master League has always been a very top-heavy meta.
Yeah.
That revolves around like a very condensed like 8 to 10 to 15 picks, even open. So you think like, oh, this Pokemon's only ranked like 50th. It's not the same as Great League, right? In Great League, like the 50th ranked Pokemon's like good.
Yeah.
Right? But in Master League, the 50th ranked Pokemon is probably not that good.
I discovered a while ago Hypno's not even in the top 100 in Great League.
There's too many Steel and Dark types now. Like
Sure.
And Trevenant. Oh, it's just.
But you agree Hypno is a good Pokemon on its own, right?
Yeah, I mean it beats Medicham pretty well, so that's a good thing to beat, right?
I'm just saying it's like I'm trying to aid your point in that like something as pretty good as Hypno is not even in the top 100 in Great League, whereas it's not that it's bad, it's just that it might be bad against the things that are in the meta. Yeah.
So which makes it bad, right? Because if it's not beating the very popular picks, then it sure this thing beats the dragons. but it will get wrecked by any steel type. So, and whereas like we already went over, like Mamoswine has that high horsepower coverage. So if you do get stuck against a steel type, you can somehow work your way out of it, right?
Okay.
All I'm saying.
Yeah. Give me Tangrowth. What's your thoughts on Tangrowth?
I battled friggin'. I think I battled Poke AK before in Master League Premier Classic, and he was using Tangrowth. So there you go. That's my thoughts. That's my thoughts on Tangrowth.
So it does not
It's
get
okay.
your approval. It beats extra.
They're
drill.
recommending Shadow, right?
Oh wow, yeah.
It's like kind of a spicy pick. Like it's definitely around, because it like has the Rock Slide, Power Whip. It can do okay against things like, you know, some of the flyers you have some coverage for. But again, it's one of those things where it's just like the stats that it's lacking just kind of make it lose neutral matchups, right?
It doesn't seem that bad on stats.
I think it's. I have a hundo. Like, I could power one up, I guess, but
You are losing to Dragonite, which is something I would have hoped for it to beat. Coyote asks about Milotic.
yeah, Milotic is an interesting one because you do have Dragon Tail or Waterfall. So I think it definitely is an option.
Milotic is always better in practice than it is in always.
Yeah,
in practice.
It is. It's a little bait dependent too, because like if you're going up against like a Gyarados or a Togekiss or something, like you have to land like the Blizzard, right? So I think Dragon Tail's better because then you can hit like Dragonite. You still beat Excadrill. Like I was using it previously before, but it is a little underwhelming, for sure.
So
it's one of those bulkier
5 CP.
It's pretty bulky, right? But my options are D-Knight, Garchomp, Ursaluna, Mamo, Sylveon, Walrein, Magnezone, Metagross, Avalugg. I said I have to build only a few are hundos. Any worth building? Yeah, you can probably just go with the like D-Knight Metagross core is probably like the best, and then I don't know what to put in the middle in that. Maybe Ursaluna, maybe Mamoswine.
Against a Gyarados, I guess.
I mean, you have Thunder Punch.
Yeah, true.
And if it's Dragon Breath, it's okay. If it's Waterfall, you just stay in with Dragonite, right?
Mm-hmm.
Also, I swear to God, like you think Gyarados does well against Dragonite, it's very sad. Non-stab Dragon Breath is just like a crime.
It's still okay, just not as good as you want it to be. Just found a Hundo Hydreigon. Now, look, I don't think Hydreigon's giving you anything that Dragonite couldn't. Because it's... how does it do against Metagross, I guess?
Like, look at this. So it is losing... Hydreigon is losing to Snorlax. It's beating Metagross. It beats Magnezone, apparently. It beats Excadrill. It's got not bad stats. Brutus Wing's actually a pretty decent move. But I don't know what it's really beating.
I'm just quickly, before we get too far off of it, just looking at the Milotic versus Metagross matchup. That's super, super close in the ones.
With Waterfall?
That's with Dragon Tail, so it would definitely
with Dragon Tail. With Waterfall, yeah. And a 90, I don't think that's too good either, but these are all like spice picks in my opinion.
HisuianRyan is the opposite Milotic, where it always does worse than what it.
You know what I call? They're spice picks, or they're what you call factions picks.
Right. So
those
how
are
do you
things
define
where
a factions pick?
something that's not as good in open, but when going up against a team of 6, can catch them off guard, and they might be somewhat weak to it because it's a unique Pokemon.
Right. Yeah. Fair
So
call.
they could be like, oh shit, like the one Pokemon I didn't want to see was like a Hydreigon, and they have one. And even then, I'll tell you what, it's probably underperformed. Like Primarina is always that one. It's like, oh shit, they brought up Primarina. Like we're really weak to it. What are we gonna do? It's like, it's okay. Send in the Giratina. It can handle it.
That's okay. Nobody does. I'm operating under the assumption that there are no Master League specialists in all the factions.
Wasn't Uber trash? Isn't he do Master League stuff? I don't know.
No. Uber, if you're still here, you'll have to let us know. I don't actually know off the top of my head.
Okay, let me see here. Rankings. Yeah, Sneasel, like, it does okay against Extra Drill, it's saying, but, like, again, you get probably one shot by a Drill Run almost, right? And you do have Shadow Claw for Metagross and things, but...
Looks like Milotic is losing against Dragonite, which is, like, you want Dragontail Milotic to beat the dragons. That's, like... That's, like, your basic...
I told you, Dragonite's just too... Like, when you look at saying, like, oh, but Dragonite beats this, right? It's just because Dragonite's insane. Like, that's why it's the best, right?
Yeah.
Like, look, I can pull up the sim right here. Dragon Breath, Gyarados versus Dragonite. How do you think this goes? Dragonite wins.
Yeah, that's not surprising.
It just outpaces things, right? So Gyarados wins the 2 shields with 5 HP. And they just barely are not getting to the final Dragon Claw.
Dragonite will be in most teams, but it does have to be terrified of the fairies.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like Togekiss just destroys it. Hello, sir, or ma'am, or whoever you are. Welcome in.
G'day. You are catching us at the end of the stream. Do you want to go through your Lyle's spice picks?
Yeah, okay, well, we were just talking about some of them with Blake.
That's true.
But I can just quickly... I like Como, actually. Because it does beat Dragonite.
Okay.
Well, it says it loses to Dragonite, but I don't know about that. Oh, is it Ultra League it beats it in? I don't even know. It's very close. Okay, so if you just need like you just need a little bit of energy, and then you can beat it, right? And it's nice because you don't have the flying typing, but they're essentially very similar now. And Dragonite just has better stats. The only benefit is you have the flying typing, but I think Superpower is just better than Close Combat. So I really think Dragonite's probably just better, right? Unless you want to run like ABB or something, but Como-O is not a good save swap because, again, same problem with Dragonite is you have nothing. Like, at least Machamp can throw a Rock Slide at Togekiss. What is a Como-O going to throw at Togekiss? Right? A Flamethrower. Its switch is 59.5. So.
I just looked at Blob had a question about IVs on Dragonite, and that just gave me the thought of like, what about Return Dragonite? But even if you land a Return on a Togekiss, which you would always land the Return on the Togekiss, because when are they ever shielding? You still don't even win the one shields there. Unfortunately.
I mean, 13, 15, 15 Shadow is okay. I don't know. That's so tough. I don't know. 13 attack, I would probably... It's so tricky. It's up to you.
Let's Matrix it.
But, like, you're going to lose CMP every time. And you're missing 2 attack points. Like, I wouldn't build a Dragonite if it didn't have 15 attack.
Really?
Like, my Man, the mirror match is, like, so common, right? it's one of the. It's one thing. Like, okay, I have like a shiny Heatran that has 14 attack. Okay, there's one thing building that because like, when the frick am I gonna need to win CMP over another Heatran? Okay, but like, winning CMP over another Dragonite is probably gonna cost you multiple games.
Could you
Even if
counter that by best buddying it?
With a 13 attack, even a best buddy, I don't think it will matter.
Right.
You can try it and see, but
Would not purify.
I mean, the shadow one that I have is a 15, 15, 13. Like, I got really lucky with the shadow Dragonite, so I'll probably power that up one day, but I don't best buddy anything other than my Wobbuffet. Okay, well, I don't know what to tell you. Get good, trainer.
So, interestingly, the non-hundos have one more loss instead of a draw, and I would assume that that's just against the hundo Dragonite.
Yeah.
And that's what it's saying there. So you're not necessarily losing anything other than the mirror match. Really, everything else is looking pretty much exactly the same.
I feel like at some point, like, there might be like some breakpoint that you're missing out on, just because.
Yep. So you get a breakpoint with the hundo against Conkeldurr.
Okay, what about if you put everybody to level 51 as the other people?
Why? Why are we going to 51?
I just want to see if there's any other breakpoints if they go up.
Let me just
more
finish,
defense.
Let me just finish looking through this.
You can check at the bottom; it will show you the differences in the breakpoints too.
It's not showing. Oh, hang on.
It does.
Sneasler
there.
There we go.
So it's right there.
What's the same?
Go back to the breakpoints. It was saying Conkeldurr and Sneasler.
Conkeldurr against Sneasler? What are you talking about?
No, go
okay.
down.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
those are the matchups
right.
you lose breakpoints on.
Yeah, cool.
Or they do less damage or something. The attack.
Yeah, sure. I mean, so that's
those are pretty
two that
mono.
you don't care about. Yeah.
I would probably be more
points?
concerned with open.
Oh, here we go. Oh yeah, of course, because like the 13, 15, 15, you're obviously not losing any bulk points there against anything, but you are losing bulk points against Florges, Metagross, and Rhyperior with the 14, 15.
Good to know. So Metagross is a big one, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're getting one extra damage from Bullet Punch, it looks like.
Yeah.
That could be a big deal. Potentially.
Would you run 13, 15, 15 Shadow or Hundo Purified?
I'm not going to make the call for the person.
Yeah.
I think it's whatever you're comfortable with. Like,
yeah, dealer
I've
choice.
purified things before. The thing is like I've purified things before that I don't think are meta as a Shadow, but I want a Hundo for like a Mega or something, like maybe like a Charizard. Like, I don't think Shadow Charizard is good in Master League. As like, because I think I had like a 13, 14, 15 or something.
Mm-hmm.
But Hundo Charizard is good as a Mega in Master League, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted that. Can you just do the one favor? Just add best buddies to all the things it's facing.
To the
no, not
things
to
it's facing. Is there a quick way to do that?
I think you can. So not a quick way to do that. I thought there was.
I don't think in Matrix.
Do I have a Matrix thing up here? Here. Okay, maybe not a Matrix End. Maybe I was thinking of something else.
I can. So do you still want me to try?
No, that's okay. Yeah, check Open Master League too, because that's another. Because like, this is the last time this league's gonna be around, right? So if you're gonna power this stuff up, you probably end up powering it up for Open as well in the future. So I'm just curious to see what if anything. There's a little button you can click there, right? It changes everything to level 50. It's at the very top.
I've already done that.
Okay. Smart. Hey fellas, hello chat. Artemis, yo,
Hey, Artemis.
What's up, bro? Yo, this guy, he's clamoring about he's giving me a hard time that we don't have a Wooloo community day. Hey, don't blame
He's
me.
giving you a hard time.
Because I'm the one abusing the doubles. So I mean, driver, not car. Okay, I've seen other people use it, not quite as well as me, but they're definitely still working.
So in Open, you're still losing that bulk point against Metagross. The breakpoints, you're not losing a breakpoint with the 14, 14, 15, but you lose a breakpoint against Palkia with the 13, 15, 15. And overall battle rating, again, you're just losing to the mirror match.
So that's up to you then. It doesn't seem like it makes that big a difference. Seems like the Shadow one might be better, but seems like the 14 defense is making more of a deal than the 13 attack. So
I'm learning a lot.
I would die.
I'm learning a lot today. So
this is my life, dude. I have to sit there and like help these Master League people in our factions. So like, I mean, I'm not so focused on Premier Classic, but I'm definitely focused on Open and like how I know the meta pretty well. So, although the GBL meta is a little different, is a little Wild Westy to me because I was helping someone with some battles. I know the factions metas pretty well, like of what people like to bring and stuff. But like the team rating in Open Master League and GBL is like kind of like a new thing for me. I don't really know the team comps that well, so.
Yeah. Artemis. At what point would you be okay to die for this Wooloo's Com Day? Like how? Obviously, you don't want to die directly after the Com Day because then you don't get to use the double. So how long do we need to give you before it's like, okay, it's time to cash in your end of the bargain?
Maybe like at least 3 months, at least one GBL season, right? That would make sense.
If I'm the devil and I have the power to make that deal, I don't know if I'm granting 3 whole months.
Well, I don't know.
Artemis doesn't have an answer.
Blepnir, he put, let me see. You can find us here.
Whoa, this is Streamception. What about dressing up for the sheep as a Com Day?
Oh, because I opened it in my thing. Okay, that's my bad. I just wanted to find the Lyle friend from Blepnir. Where is it? Here we go. You can spam some of these in the chat.
Yeah, I guess as the devil, I would allow Artemis to dress up as a sheep for Com Day without taking his life afterwards. I'll accept that. You have to do it for the upcoming Wisma Community Day.
Is there a Wisma Community Day? What?
it's something was found in the code, like a new move added for Exploud, and now the speculation is that that's an upcoming Com Day.
Is it? It better be a fast move.
Confirmed.
Please give him a fast move, because giving Exploud a charge move is not going to do dick all for Exploud.
I forget what the move was. I did hear someone mention it.
I have an Exploud already built for Great League. Please
Really?
Don't tell me. I built it for the budget cup to help somebody practice or something.
I do
Do I
have
dare
a
make the
pretty
deal
high
with
ranking one.
I have so many Shadow Wismer here, Jesus.
There we go. I've got a rank 3 X-Cloud. But it's
I have a
already
I have a rank 9 Shadow X-Cloud for Great League.
Wow.
And I have a couple Ultra League ones. Like apparently, I think it gets really bulky in Ultra League. I think.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what is the. Is this one? Did I TM frustration off this one? No.
At the moment, ranked 102. Sorry, what?
Yeah,
502.
The problem is the fast move. I don't think the charge
yeah.
moves are really the problem.
So
like it only beats Ghost type. What is Crunch? Disarming voice actually not bad. Like it's a lower energy coverage fairy move.
I don't
it's
know.
not the worst.
I don't know how much a good fast move would really help.
It would definitely help. Like, okay, go to Ultra League. Look at its stats
Yeah, this
in
is
Ultra League.
And that's not the greatest stat product for Ultra.
It's pretty
Green
good.
level stat product? Hang on. Nah, Greedent's way more on stat product. 44.96 versus 39. So yeah, so it's like an extra.
It's not that much
12,
lower though.
12%.
Like, yeah, but I think the coverage of the moves is interesting. Plus, you can also get a shadow, right? So I think just because of that sort of thing, like it definitely is intriguing. Because of that.
Smiley needs a Haxorus team.
Who?
Smiley.
Is he here?
Yes.
People just run Haxorus double steal, dude. That's just like the BBML Haxorus line.
There you go. Done. Next question.
Like you just get clapped by Charm, right? So wait, does this still have frustration? No, I have an Ultra League one here, but it has frustration on it. Oh god. God help me if
that was for I mean they'll probably have another rocket event before then, right?
I also have a Hundo Shadow, just FYI.
Yeah, that is something I don't even know. I think I've deleted all my Shadow Whisper because I'm like, when will I ever need Whisper for anything ever? Like that's probably one of the that's probably like the only thing that I've ever just written off as being like, no, this will never be good.
How many Shadow Whismer
Ooh.
do you think I have in my storage right now?
6.
How do I spell Whismer is the good question.
W-H-I-S.
W-H-I-S.
Oh, Boomburst. Boomburst was the move that was added to its move pool.
I only have 21 in my storage right now.
21 Shadows Whisper.
And how many of these don't have frustration? Let's see.
It does sound like a charge move, I agree. Counter and Boomburst, I think that actually would make it pretty good.
How come exclamation point? How come I can't do 3 searches? Whismer and... Huh. Okay, I don't know. Or is it at? It should be at, right?
So what are you trying to search for?
I'm trying to see how many I have defrustrated.
Defrustrated. Yeah, so at is for a move. In the meantime,
I have to figure this out.
While you're sorting that out, I think we're gonna end the stream. Let's see. We got a lot of people streaming at the moment.
Let's see who's streaming.
We got Bubble Mouse.
I'll
we got
stop
Fine
doxing
Panic,
myself.
we got Chasing Polaris. Yasa. Battle Bill. Fleece King. Rise of Instinct.
Oh, this person just started streaming, and they're like a pretty cool streamer. They're pretty not too many followers. They're called VB5215.
So the letters VB.
Yeah, VB5215. I haven't rated them before. They're like, he's kind of chill. He's like a pretty fun streamer to watch. So
VB51.
Yeah, VB. I can send you the thing. Do you want me to send it to you?
Sorry, just say it one more time. I'm typing now.
VB.
Yep.
5215.
Cool. Oh, mature audiences.
Is that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Now
I mean, it's a
lot
GBL
of them say
stream.
that,
How mature can it be?
A lot of bad words.
God damn it! Friggin' Niantic again with the lag.
Limited gibbet.
Yeah, I mean everyone mauls at Niantic over the lag, right? So, I was gonna win CMP and win the game.
Yep, that's happened to me a lot. It's been happening to me a lot more on my own streams lately.
Okay, one last quick spice pick before everyone leaves. That guy, Chris R. Martin, would be pissed if I didn't mention his Roserade. That's it. Okay, see you later.
Yeah, Roserade's got something going on.
And Walren has some play too, but
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
Other than that, like it's kind of like very niche.
So we will be taking next week off because it's just the open leagues next week. So Lyle gets to spend time with his girlfriend, but probably won't. We'll probably just end up coaching in the BTW Discord.
God damn it! Why did you owe me?
But then the week after that, we'll be coming back with whatever the custom meta is. Then we've also got plenty of streamers on this channel. You can check out the schedule in which is below the video. And good luck with MLPC.
All right, take it easy.
And rating, connecting. Come on. G'day. Welcome to the chat room. I think it's done. We're sorted. We're doing it. It's rated.
He just wild charged the Dialga, so that's unfortunate. But I mean, that puts it in